way for them to have a role alongside the others.
Oh,
I mean, they do have a role, but simply because they are young.
They have very important role. Myself and Zendoga give them my iPhone to fix.
The reason I'm saying is because we tried to.
By the way, I only wanted to know how old you are.
Because it is a very, we don't have too many people who ask a view about.
It's the continuity.
You see, we tried to relate them to the heads of government. We have fellows heads of government, and try to make sure they are not victims of simply saying, you know, we met with the youth, and the youth met with the heads of government, and it ends there. There are pictures and big things, and you know, when they go home, they are unlikely to be able to be coached.
And then there's another dimension to this. Sorry if I just said it before you respond. Is that with our involvement over, you know, we initially, like I think Barry also mentioned in August, and we've tried to kind of figure out what this link is all about as we've kind of gone along, as we kind of go along, and we've kind of come to a position where we think it's, you know, it's a platform just to get younger people within the movement. However, as you become within, as you stay within the movement, you know, there was this position or an idea that has come across to say, should you still remain being identified as a smart 29? I think this gentleman there has got, his son is just a few years younger than myself, but up to now he's still referred to as a smart 29. because he was identified as being a smart 29 when he became part of the movement. And so we've been trying to come up with a framework or just some thinking of how do you then integrate and become part. Yes, evolve. That's right. Evolve within the full structure, and perhaps do you no longer become a smart 29er, or do I become having right here like Tapelo remains?
Actually, there was this idea. The reason why it's called 29 is because of something called 29th of February. So therefore, anybody forever, including those who are 80, can continue to be part of.
In that case, I'm 29.
Yes.
I mean, maybe just two little bits of answer. One is quite a good device which I've seen used in some governments, and I've used a bit, is the AT method. I don't know how much this is used, you know it, but where you deliberately set a younger group of often, you know, bright officials a really important sort of problem-solving task, and they work on it together, usually a mix across different departments. But the crucial thing is they then present the solution to the Prime Minister or to the senior bureaucracy. And this is an incredibly galvanizing experience for them. They learn a lot, very terrifying. But it's also actually quite useful for the system, because you get a very different set of ideas from them than from the standard procedures. In a similar vein, I helped in this country set up a project called Uprising, which teaches us a younger age group, 18 to 25-year-olds, about public power. And it's mainly from the minority backgrounds. And our one-year curriculum is mainly focused around a real-life campaign or a real-life venture. They have to work in groups to do something which really changes the city they're in. And again, by making it real, actually they learn a lot, and then again they get to present it to the city leaders and so on, who otherwise wouldn't meet them. So the more things are around practice rather than theory, the better. And the plug I'd make, and maybe some of you might be interested, is globally there's a very interesting network now called the Social Innovation Exchange, which links people in civil society, in business and in governments involved in social innovation. A lot of it's using technology. The mayor of Seoul was one of the founders of it. We did the events I was at in Colombia were all about this a couple of weeks ago. And all the events there are people talking about real life things they're doing, the practical projects they're doing. As a result, its age range is about 18 to 80, but there's no hierarchy. You can't sort of tell who, you know, there's a sort of, so long as you've got something really important and innovative to talk about, you get an equal voice. And I love the 6 events are really good because they have this sort of spirit to them. And then finally, I just noticed you have here, actually I wrote a chapter in this on scientific advice in government, if any of you are interested, and it was partly to annoy chief scientists, the thing that I wrote. Because it basically says, because scientists are asked into government, and they usually are the cleverest person, and yet to be...
The most powerful?
Well, no, they're not. To be effective, this is all about how they have to be very humble if they want to be successful. And the methods of getting listened to if you're a scientist, and it's not just about being the brightest and believing that all the politicians and officials around you are very stupid. If that's your mindset, you probably won't have much impact. Yeah, I've read this. Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
So, any other advice for science advisors?
Well, there's quite a lot in it, so it's a long piece. But yeah, it's really from observation about how to make yourself useful to busy senior officials and ministers who don't usually really want much advice. So cunning is necessary.
Yesterday I mentioned if I had come across that book in 1984, I would not have accepted the job as a science advisor. Look at it, it's so complicated. It's so you have to be so clever. I would not have accepted that. My job was much simpler than all those arguments in your green book.
Okay.
And I tried to translate what I was doing into my
Blue.
book, but not what color that is.
Blue.
Okay. Well, I suppose we over done it, and the Deputy Prime Minister, we thought we finished about 5:30, but here we are, kind of just about after. Yeah. We have a glass of wine if you
That
want.
is the best way out.
I have to pick up some children.
Thank you very much.